Let me just clear my throat. Just sitting down. We've got a few people that have joined. I've just put a post out in the community. Hopefully the signal is a bit better today. If someone could just give me a quick nudge to let me know you can hear me okay. I'll just keep kind of talking continuously as we have people join. As always, we'll give it a few minutes for anybody who's running a bit behind time. But yeah, whoever, let's just see who is in. Who do we have? We have Chiefy, no TV viewer, Mary, no Robin. Alright, Chief, good your end, that's good. I'll just leave this for now. On the actual Binance screen itself, and let's just wait to see. We may not get that many people today, it doesn't really matter. The futures is quite a new thing that we brought out for you guys at C1M, and you know, it's kind of the journey going from the foundational course, getting into trading, learning trading, indicators, the pro content with the alerts, with some advanced teachings, and now this, you know, we've got more ideas, more alerts we're going to be bringing out. So yeah, buckle up. We are going to continue to feed you what you need. And yeah, as Michael put out in the group yesterday, we're working on more alerts. We've got the futures alerts coming through. We've got some more alerts being programmed for spot trading, because it's, you know, futures trading is amazing, but spot trading as well. You know, if you want to be positioned in a coin and do some short-term trading, or you know, be in there for a few days, you can still use the spot market, and most people do. It's just nice to have, like with anything in life, like with anything in life, it's nice to have the choice. So yeah, today is gonna be on the Perpetual futures. Good afternoon, Robin. Yeah, as always, just going to give it just a couple of minutes before we jump in. So yeah, today's on the Perpetual futures. I'm going to go through going on to futures, looking for coins, finding a coin, deciding if you're going to long or short it, and then what to do. It's a little bit different. I mean, a lot of things apply from the spot trading. I realize I just need to send this link as well, just to one more group, so just bear with me. TJ. Yeah, sorry, I've just realized that I'm going to send this link to somebody, and thankfully I have remembered at the start of this seminar, not the end. Yeah, so it's just identifying coins. A lot of things apply from spot to futures trading. You know, in terms of, it's still the same charts that we are looking at. I know I just went blank there. It's okay. I was just playing around on another desktop. It's still the same charts that we're looking at. It's still the same candles. A lot of the same coins. Not quite as many. You know, 25, 26, 27. There's been a few more coins released, even in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, we'll go through kind of the whole process. The difference kind of comes to when it's executing the trade, and as throughout the Foundation and Pro course we've talked about how amazing the OCO is and having to use it, then yeah, the same with the futures. There isn't an OCO, but we've kind of imitated it for you, just so you still do have that safety aspect. So the same risk is there. You know, trading is risky. You can lose money, you can make money. It's all about controlling your losses and maximizing your profits. We're already 5 minutes in. People can join. For those of you, if you're just watching this on YouTube or wherever, then yeah, I'm Richard from Crypto One Method. Me and my brother created this course, a few other courses to get people into trading crypto. This seminar itself is on Perpetual futures, so a new course that we have just brought out for people on trial or our pro members. If you want more information, there is that information in the description below. on this video on YouTube if you're watching it right there. For you, those guys that are in here now, then let's get started. I think we have up to 9 now in this so yes, let's go into Binance. Of course, before it was advanced, we're going here into Perpetual futures. So as you can see, there is quite a lot going on with Binance over the last year, half a year. They're adding more and more things. We're going to go into Perpetual futures. If you're watching this, you've not opened your Perpetual futures account. It's linked with your Binance account, but you have to actually set up your futures. So if it's your first time using this, then you will, if this internet chugs along, we'll get there eventually. When you come into this screen for the first time, oh, it's thinking about it. Sorry about this, people. I mean, it's just absolutely shambolic. A bit of a windy day here again today. Here we go. Something's happening. If you've just come on to futures, then in the bottom right, it will say, cool, set up, do you want to set up your futures account? Which obviously, if you want to use your futures account, you're going to have to do. And if you see there's a window that says for you to put in a referral code. Well, the referral code I've just put in as my comment. That's gives you discount on your fees and also rewards us a little bit for the trade that we're going to teach you to do and money that you're going to make. So it's win-win for both ends. So make sure you use that code as you put it in. And now here we are. So as you can see visually, it's the same. All that really changes is just as we pass over. And apologies, I've not managed to sort the cursor out yet, so I'm just going to verbally talk through this as I do it. That's something I need sorting for next time. On the very right hand side of the screen, you just see that where it says the buy, the sell. It's a little bit different because the great thing is you can long and you can short. And you can do this with leverage. So maybe let's just take this moment to go through the Binance screen, what you're looking at here. At the top left, you know, as we talked about in our other course, we want you to come on and find coins. All the alerts have just started running through as well. They still need a couple of finishing touches, but we have some nice alerts that are coming through to you already. But as always, you can go onto this drop down. Oh, let's have a look which coins have moved the most or moved the least. The price, I don't really, let me just make sure he's seeing this. You are, that's just terrific. The price I don't really toggle or look at because, well, the price is what it is. The change is what we're looking for, and like with these, like with the coins before, we want the more range the better for you guys. One thing I haven't got up yet, which I will do very shortly, is my calculator. We will come to that in just a moment. So let's start from here. Yeah, you've got this drop down. Quarterly, well, quarterly of the year, you know, you're looking at some longer term futures trading. We're going to do Perpetual, and that's what we're going to trade on. You've got the live price just next to it here. The mark price, and as you can see, the mark price is the latest mark price for this contract. There is a lot of moving parts with futures because you're leveraging, you're borrowing money, you have unrealized profits, your P&L. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. So your mark price is very much like the last registered price that there has been based on what the current price is going on. And you'll see this as we open positions down below, what your mark price will show up as we move across. Oh, that's just froze a little bit. Funding. Well, the thing is, you can see here 8 hours. Every 8 hours, this number is going to change. And that's in the amazing spreadsheet that we've put together for you, and a lot of behind the scenes work with all these calculations and numbers and everything. That takes this into account, you know, with what actual the funding number funding rate is, your 24-hour change you're used to, 24-hour high, low, and your volume. We don't really have a volume stipulation on the checklist because it's futures. Most of these are or have a hell of a lot of volume. Then we have our usual trading screen here. As you can see, I've got my Bollinger Bands. I have my stochastic RSI, the order book. This is customizable as well, your platform. If you see here on the top right of any of these windows, I can close the order book, I can close trades, I can close the chart. I mean, not that you'd ever want to do that. So now we come to the top right, and here we have isolated. Two different ways really for you to do the trades. And again, the checklist that is in part of the materials with our course reminds you just to check that it's on isolated, because when you move on to a new coin, or if a new coin is released, it will be on a standard cross setting, cross margin mode. We want it on isolated. I've forgotten a couple of times to switch it over, and in terms of executing the trades, it's quite similar, but the only thing is, because with your cross margin and you're sharing the balance across kind of different open positions, as it says here, to avoid liquidation, you're going to it's quite weird. Well, if you have some dollars left in your wallet, which we'll get to in a moment, I'm sure you've seen it, you'll see your wallet constantly adjusting. So if you're in profit, it'll be going up. Likewise, if it's heading down. So it's not isolated, it's cross. So therefore, you know, it's trying and adjusting across open positions that are there to avoid your liquidation. The isolated mode we prefer, and we're teaching this way because, as it says here, it's risk on individual positions, restricting the amount of margin allocated to each. If it reaches 100, then your position will be liquidated. Liquidated is, so just make sure you're on isolated, confirm. Liquidated is quite a scary word, because yes, that is the one. Well, there's risks with all trading. You can lose money, but you can get liquidated with this sort of trading. You go in and you're using a bit of leverage, and it goes the other way, and you've not got your protection in, then whatever you put in on that trade, you will lose it all. That's the perpetual aspect of this futures trading, is that only what you put in you can lose. You know, you may have read stories about futures trading and liquidation, and it does have its risks, but if you kind of, you know, if I put on my account that the capital was my house, you know, or my motorbike or something, you're putting actual capital down on your account. Therefore, with liquidation, it is a lot riskier, and you're going to lose a lot. I know now, in the example here, I have $25 in my Perpetual wallet. If I get liquidated, I am losing $25, full stop. Also, if I get liquidated, I'm an idiot. But it's good to get liquidated so you know what it feels like. It's not a good feeling to see your money here or your trade here, and then all of a sudden it's not. So I'm not recommending for you to get liquidated, but as we're saying, to kind of embrace the losses, then if your liquidation happens early on with a small amount like this, then just learn from it, and that should be it. Like, right, okay, yeah, don't be an idiot. Let's have the stop loss put in, so I don't want to be liquidated. Here, yes, isolated, and I'm on 66 leverage. When I was first starting to use futures, I was trading with Bitcoin to USD quite a lot. Now I'm really liking these alts. These altcoins are really good because there's much more range there, which is perfect, you know, for what we're looking at. So let me just come into Lend here to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Again, the cogs are working behind. Let's just wait for this to hopefully load up. I'm just going to have a quick sip of coffee. All right, it's getting there. Got a couple of things loading up. This is just, I may have to get well, this needs to be resolved. Again, as always, the joys of living on an island in the middle of nowhere. Come on, there we go. Something is happening. So let me take you to the top right here. I'm already in isolated. And for this one, for a lot of the alts, I've been working off 20 to 30 times leverage. The thing is with leverage, is the more you use, well, it's good, you know, if you're going for 18 or 20% or 15 or 10 or 30, whatever your percentage of profit is that you're going for, by having this leverage, you know, you're putting in less capital, but the more leverage you have, the less you require it to move. Let me just go on to my futures here. You should be able to see this loading up. This was just some from my spreadsheet last month. Okay, so yeah, this is what I am talking about. So if you're, and again, this plan aspect is very crucial. If you're working off these sort of numbers, it's just loading up. If it can get, there we go. So by adjusting your leverage, you can see what you need to go for. I generally am working with 25 and 25. And it's good because if I then go, right, I'm going to use 50 leverage. Oh, that's just very slow. I'm just going to close this down. Just going to close, I've got another desktop open. Let me just close this completely. Okay, that will hopefully be a little bit better. I've just closed down my other platform. So yeah, working with your leverage, and this is why the plan aspect is great. Look at what sort of money you're going to be putting in. You know, if you're starting off with 100, working even on 20 leverage, you know, you can see I've been playing around with a lot of different numbers here. 25, maker and taker successful. Then my trades per day, well, that's because I'm wanting to make $4,000. That's a little bit unrealistic of $100. Let's just say 1,000. I'm going to turn 100 into 1,000. That is 4 trades a day working with a 75% success rate. That means I just need to do 4 trades in one day, and 3 of them, following the success rate, 3 of them come in. What I'm getting at and what I'm talking at with this here is it's good to increase leverage, and you will see your leverage in the top right up here. But the more you increase it, yes, the less you need for the move. And you can see here for the profit and the stop. However, you then do not allow too much for, you know, if a coin is moving down and it has this slight little run up before heading down further, you're just cutting things a bit too fine. So I generally am working now, and again, each to their own, you'll find your own little groove on a like 20, between 20 and 30, 20 and 30 times leverage. Sorry, I just got distracted with this coin here. I will explain why very soon. So yeah, make sure you're on isolated. Make sure you've got your leverage set up. You'll see down here, maximum position at current leverage is 25k. When you start to get into the swing of futures and see the potential and making more, when you put in more money, look at that. That changes from 25 to 5. So if you're looking in, why can't I put in all my amount? Why? Some coins have different amounts that you can put in. You know, Bitcoin is huge, $250,000 at this, $1 million, 5 mil. Okay, you know, and then when you start to bring it back down, 250k, when you're using really high leverage, 50k. So different coins will allow different leverage and different kind of total, what's the wording that it uses? Total amount in the position. Then we come down to this area here. So this is buying and getting in on a position. Let's just see with lend here. What am I instantly already seeing with this? It's in a bit of an upwards momentum. I've just come on lend. It's just actually a random coin that I've opened up. It's up 15%. We know what goes up will come down. Looking at 1 hour candles. That is quite a lovely bull flag, sorry, opening up right here. You can see that the low price is coming here. We've got some resistance on the top. So, I mean, it's a fantastic continuation signal. This will, I think, come down a bit more. And then if it is a continuation signal, well, it's going to continue going up. However, again, the chart patterns as well as candles, they're not 100%. You still need to wait for that confirmation. I, just for the purpose of, well, for you guys, and let's walk and talk and go through a trade so you can see the differences. Difference before is, you know, if I'm buying, say, lend, but I'm doing it in the spot market, I go, right, I've got Bitcoin, I've got USD, I'm going to buy some coins, I'm going to buy some lend, and you get the amount in coins, and it's like, right, I can sit on this for a day, a week, a year, whatever. Obviously, the price of lend is going to fluctuate, but you're always going to have that amount of coins. Perpetual futures is different. You open excuse me, you open a position, and that's why with the contract aspect of it, opening contracts is enabling people to borrow and to lend this money, because you get rewarded for it, and if you're using the leverage, then you manage to get a hell of a lot more out of the trades. This, for me though, just looking here also, you know, if we're looking at a bit of a neckline, it's a bit, for me, it's, you know, we've had a bit of a neckline here. It's, let's get rid of that. It's a bit of a double top. Here it's come up to a certain point. It's come down. It's come up similar, not quite as high, down to this same top, this same height, which it is finding some quite strong resistance. So for the purpose of this, and for the small amount of analysis that I've done here, for how long it's been going up. It's been in an upwards momentum for quite a while. Let's try and take a bit of a longer trend line. And if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go, say, here, there. So I am quite sure this will come down quite a few percent, closer towards this bigger trend line before it starts to move its way up. And it's double topped as well up here. So let's get in on a trade. Let's do it. Woo! Okay, let's go onto the sheet. And I'm not going to be using the decimal point. So for now, I'm just going to go, cool, 3202. I'm working with 25% profit and stop, and I'm going to work on 25 leverage. Crypto one method. That means it needs to move 1% either way. I quite like that because I'm used to it. That's what this whole course, this whole methodology, it's what it was based off. Let's get these 1%. However, these 1% now mean a lot more percent, which is great. It's great. So I'm going to be shorting, but now you can see it's come up a bit. So again, if I'm shorting, I want to be going in higher. So 3215. So this is where we put in to get in on the position. I'm going to go 3215. Whatever is in your wallet, so I've got $25 here, you want to always have that constant. So when I make money off this trade, I'm going to take that profit out and put it into my spot wallet. If the trade goes wrong, I'm going to take money from my spot wallet into my Perpetual, just so that this $25 I'm looking in the top right here is always the same. I'm going to go 3215. say 3210, and I'm going to go 100%, 99%, sell, short. Okay, so it's partially filled. The difference is, and it happened quite quickly, but when I put in that, what happens is you go, the leverage, sorry, I know I said 25, I'll just kept it at 20. Let me just move that, cool. So 1.25, you know, my bad. Again, you want to check this top right, I didn't adjust it to 25, so that's me not doing what I say I'm going to be doing. So once you've put in what you want, we then come down, and I'm looking in this bottom left row, or at the, excuse me, just having a coffee, and it's made me get a bit gassy. At the bottom here, where the order book is, we all know this position is a new thing, but when I put in my order, it would come in as an open order, and it would sit there until it's filled. This filled quite quickly, and then it goes from an open order into a position. You can see here my leverage, my size, it's not my height or anything, it's the position that I'm in. Entry price, mark price, oh, let's get rid of these. Liquidation price, oh dear, that's not too good, 333, you know, that's up here. That continues going up, then I want to be out way ahead of that. I know it's 336 is around here. I know it's gone through that double top and it's going to continue going up. So now I need to put in my safety net, which you always want to do. So 3210. 3210. Let's put in our stop market first. 3169. So in the top right, stop limit? No. Stop market. My trigger price is gonna be 0. Sorry, again, let's not get carried away. You need to make sure you've got it on shorts. I did that on purpose just to show you. No, you need, if you're doing a short, make sure this is on short. If you're doing a long, make sure it's on long. I'm of course doing a short, so therefore my stop market is 3250. 3250. That's my trigger price, and I'm going to say when the price gets to that, please sell all of it. However, because I'm shorting this, I don't want to sell or short again. I need to do the opposite of what my original trade is. So because I'm doing a sell or a short, I'm going to buy or long. And you'll see here, it's come back up actually close to, let's go on to the 15-minute candles. It's come back up to kind of where this double top has already happened. And for me, I'm quite all right with that, because how I am viewing this is that it's hit this double top again. Sorry, what are you doing? So it's come to this double top. Let me just, there we go. It's come to this double top, this resistance level, and now it's started to work its way back down. If it continues back up, then it's going to keep going up. So I'm happy with where that stop market is. I have an open order, and that is my stop market, which is my protection. Now I want to close my position, which you can see down here. You can close your entire position here. Well, I want to do that with my profit. And if I'm buying at 3210, I want to sell at 3169. 3169. You don't ever want to touch market unless it goes, unless you're in a position you haven't had a chance to put your sell in, or it's, you know, you put your market in and it's gone way through, you know, past your profit, and you're in like 20, 30, 40% profit, then hit market. But if you're putting in or simulating your OCO, then just a nice limit order. The great thing I like about the markets and the market platform is, let's have a look how visual this is. Oh maybe I'll just keep it. I was going to just get it a little bit bigger, as I always try to do, but clearly my computer just is not enjoying that at the moment. So I'm just going to keep it smaller and just zoom in a bit for you, just so you can see. Hopefully it comes back up. Hello. Okay, great thing about futures, as I'm saying, it is super visual. You have your red dots here, which is your, let me just see, you can see that, yeah. You have your position that you bought in at, and you have, sorry, I'm just, the internet is lagging a bit today, which, again, it's doing that. Sorry, yeah, I'm just trying to highlight what I'm looking at. You've got the red dots. You can see on here 0.3210 is where I've bought in at. Above, I've got my stop market trigger and my limit. So both positions are in there. This is us trying to, the best way, teach you, but also imitate the OCO, because it doesn't matter now. If I get stopped out, both the orders are going to cancel. If my sell comes in, then I will just have to cancel my safety protection. Then we have, you can see from your open position, gives you all the information that you need. Tells you the current position that you're at. And at any point, you know, I was speaking to someone earlier doing a bit of trading with them, and they're like, right, you know, if you're going for 20% and it just hits 10%, you know, and you need to go out if you want to cancel it, then you can just cancel your position, cancel these orders, the open orders, and hit the market sell, or put in a strategic limit sell. The fees are higher with the market sells, so at all times possible you want to be trying to use the limit sells. And we're just going to sit and watch this now. I mean, I'm on 15-minute candles. This is actually quite a bit of a hammer candle here, which shows some good support. So this it's had a bit of a run up, even though it's double topped, hasn't come down as much. So it's just a little bit of the waiting game. Down in the bottom right, you have your transfer button, where you can transfer from your spot to your Perpetual wallet. And yeah, and then a lot of these, you know, I don't even use when I trade. So we're in this position. I've just showed you how to open an order. I guess now, for those of you who are out there, is there anybody out there? Any questions? Let's open it up. How are people doing with futures? People doing many trades? Anybody got liquidated? Any lessons, anything you want to talk over? I've showed you really how to get in on a position. This is just playing around here, but I've got a very good feeling it's going to keep coming down. And again, my actual sell is within this ascending wedge, so I think it will continue down before coming back up, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see if anyone's got any questions. If not, I will have another sip of coffee and I'll continue talking through, really. Bitcoin has been on quite a move, been pushed back under 11. Yeah, looking, I don't know if people are in on Bitcoin. I know Jay Wheeler has put out some great chart analysis of what he's been looking at. Yeah, for me here, that's going to start kind of continuing down now. It's definitely broken trend. Looked like it could be breaking through this ascending wedge. Popped up just a little bit, but then dropped right back through, and at the moment it's coming down. No, is there anybody out there? Excuse me, sorry, I've got I was doing jiu-jitsu this morning and we were doing choked, rear naked choked. So I've got a little bit of a tickly sore throat. So apologies for coughing. Down the microphone. If a coin is making a push and you're struggling to make the buy, if your coin is making a push and you're struggling to make the buy, what is your best approach? Great question, you know. And again, trading with a friend this morning, we actually we identified, similar to this, I'll use this as an example. You know, we identified, it was actually the other way around, but let's go off this resistance. We identified a coin that had already bounced off a resistance line, had come down, and then again was approaching the same resistance that it had found that it had found previously. As I say, when we were doing this morning, it was the other way, but it still applies. We were kind of waiting around this mark here. It was on the exact line that it found support before, because again, what were we trading? What was the coin? Carver coin. Let me just bring up Carver. I'll show you the exact example actually, because it's a good question, and I'll actually share what we traded and what we did earlier. This could take a couple of minutes to open. But we shall bear with it and see. So Carver is just opening up. Let's just bear with it here, because you should still see my trend lines and what we were looking at earlier. So it's a great example, and we actually didn't chase a position or an order, but we did a little. We were trying to get in and we struggled. So here we are actually, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's 3:45 in the afternoon. My friend, who's actually my neighbour, who lives next door, we did the beach walk and then we came next door. So it was like 7 o'clock this morning. We were sat down and doing a bit of trading together. And you can see these lines that I've put in. It may look a bit messy, but I've got lines everywhere. Coming up here, trying to identify a trend line. Right, this has come down. Is it now reversing trend and coming up? The coin came down, and then it found this support. And a few times it bounced up, bounced down, bounced up, bounced down, bounced up, bounced down. And actually, I think on the third time or so, we're like, right, okay, this is actually finding some really nice support. Likewise, this support is above, these closing prices are above this previous closing price. So it could be a nice trend reversal. It's holding here, it should be going up. So we actually got in around this support, or we tried to, because it's a fine line. You've got to kind of wait for confirmation that it's found support, or you've seen that reversal off the lower Bollinger Band, or depending on the circumstances that you're looking at, before it then starts to take off. And I think it was this candle here. It started to take off, and we were like, "Oh, okay." Oh no, I think it was the next one. This one here. It started to take off pretty quick. Let's go into 5-minute candles. And we had yes. We had our buy order in around here, but we waited for the confirmation. But then very quickly it started to take up, so we raised it a little bit. My friend actually, his order caught, and he sold, about here. I chased it up a little bit more, and actually only partially sold at the top before it came back down. And then shot up again. So I actually lost out a bit on this trade. My partial fill didn't really happen. So I chased it a little bit too much. So long answer short, really. Well, if a coin is making a push and you're struggling to make... There's a couple of different approaches. You can either try and just adjust your stop or your buy limits, just so even though it's going up, it's obviously going to drop down and you're going to try and catch. You can try and ladder it up and just try and push it up. If the current price, like for example here, is 2.3894, I could put my buy price a couple of satoshis above this. So it will partially fill for sure, and even push it up a little bit. You can do that, you could do a market buy if you want, but again, when you're using higher amounts and more volume, then yeah, you're going to market buy, you're going to get an average price of what you're going to go in at, but you may find that your buy price is up here, and then it just pushes back down. So my answer would be best approach is to not chase too much, adjusting your buy price a couple of times is cool, to try and kind of get in a little bit higher. But the more you're doing that, I hate to state the obvious, you're going to end up getting in too high. There's many coins out there. You could try a little kind of partial market buy by having your price a little bit above what the current price it has, depending on your chart analysis, the alerts, where you're at, your own trading. If you know it's going to be going back up to this sort of resistance line, then then adjust it accordingly. So yeah, it just takes a bit of a it just depends what is going on with with that coin at the particular time. You can see here that even though it's been holding this support for multiple times, it's come up, it got pushed back down, and then it really fell through. And when it fell through, which they quite often do, is they fall through hard, and you would have been getting stopped out there. And we've got a bit, been looking at this one now, we've got a bit of a bearish wedge going on here. We characterized by a sell-off, and then we have the support level here, but the actual high price each time is getting lower, which means it's not getting pushed up as more, which means that the bulls are losing momentum, which means that it's come down, it's narrowing, it's forming a bit of a wedge. It's only got a small bit to go here, and I think, let's see, but this could fall through again. Well, let me just go through here. I haven't started yet on futures, still going over the vids. Good to watch trading futures live. Yeah, cool. In your own time, each to their own, with this sort of stuff. Should I buy USD in my spot wallet or use the cross collateral to transfer funds? Yeah, it's, again, each to their own. It's really up to you. For me, I get my USDT on the spot market because I still play around with the spot market a bit. I just do Bitcoin to USDT because I have most of my holdings, the profits and everything in my spot wallet. Then I get it through my spot wallet, if that makes sense. If you're needing to top it up, then Bitcoin to USDT. Or if you're in an altcoin, do that altcoin to USDT, and then transferring from your spot to your Perpetual. It's very, very easy. Sid, hello Rich, you never use 1 minute candles after you've opened the trade? Yes, I do. Again, I in my last couple of seminars, I've gone from 1 day candles to 1 hour candles to 5 minute to 15, 4 hour candles, 5 minute candles. The more of the range, the better. I suppose with this one, it was, I kind of did it off the 1 hour candles. It was mainly more just an example of a trade that I'm doing. For sure with this, let's have a look now then. Let's see where I got in. And, 15 minute candle wise, that looks pretty good. I got in after it's already found. What time did I get in at? 20 minutes ago, so from 15 minutes. So yeah, I got in after this peak, after it had already peaked at the top here and started to come down. Let's go on to 5 minute candles. Again, timing wise, it had already hit this top. That bloody ruler is not behaving today. Oh, there it is. Oh, is it? Oh, hello? Oh, it's... Oh. You know, I got in after it hit its top here and it started to come down. So here, yeah, I could have got in a bit higher. If we're looking at 20 minutes ago, then yeah, it's gone back up here. So let's just go on to 1 minute candles and let's see with timing wise what is happening. Yeah, again, it's peaked. So yeah, sorry, you know, it's 1 minute candles I used, 5 minute candles I used. I just kind of saw that double top on the 1 hour, and then from there you can see it up here, tucked away. It's come down, it's come up a bit, it's come down. So I mean, maybe I'm just really good, or it was a bit lucky, but I could have got in a bit lower. You can see now, which I mean a bit higher. You know, if I'm shorting, you can always get in a bit higher. 1 minute candles are really good for timing. I'll go away with that ruler. You can see here, I don't know why it's doing this. Sorry, I'm just, the connection is breaking up a little bit and the ruler is, you can see here now on the 1 minute candles, it's double topping, which is great. But again, I try not to be influenced too much by the 1 minute candles because, well, again, without stating the obvious, they check, you know, you get a new one every 60 seconds. And if you have a huge candle, it's not quite a representation of kind of the impact it's having on the market. So 1 minute is good to look at to try and see with the timing, but even still, 5 minutes is good. This is coming up a bit, you know, it's more so an example of a trade. It's already though found, and this was a double top I was just looking at. I'm gonna have to just get rid of this calculator. It's really not doing anything for me right now. Oh, come on. You can see it's found. No, you can't. Why? The calculator is gone. I think the calculator's had too many bintangs. Anyway, let me draw this trend line here. You can see here that bouncing off this, it's already hit this and been pushed down already. It's come back up, it's been pushed down. So, sign of a bit of resistance of what is going on. Hope that answers your questions. Any more? Oh, any more questions out there? I don't even know if Dennis, are you out there? Usually heard from you by now. Any more questions of what I have done so far, or the trade? You know, this could take, the trades on the futures are quick. They can take 5 minutes, or they can still take up to, you know, like half an hour. Generally, I'm not finding any that are taking longer than an hour. You don't really want to be in trades longer than that. So maybe on this seminar it comes in, or maybe I'll just have to keep you posted. It's popping a little bit, it's trying. Let's just keep an eye on it now. It's trying. It's trying again to push through this barrier. It's gone a bit higher. The high price is now higher than the previous one. So it's trying. Again, if we look on 1 minute candles, it's probably going to look a bit crazier. Certainly is trying, but you can see there is some kind of not out in the woods. There's some resistance here. It's already been rejected at this price, and it's struggling. It's struggling to get through here. But again, this is on 1 minute candles, so it can change very, very quickly. Let's just see. We can keep an eye on this. And that's been coming up. I mean, 50 minutes. The time I really thought when I first started doing these seminars, I was like, right, let's try and aim for half an hour. You know, would think I would struggle for content or stuff to talk about. Just shows that I can talk. Hopefully, not a load of nonsense for an extended period of time. The hours goes very quick. Hopefully it is for you guys as well, not too quick. Again, I'll share this video. This is just an introduction the more questions I get being asked, the more interactions I have with you guys, then it's kind of sculpt the seminars that I do for next week. I'll definitely do 2 again next week, maybe 3. It's the girlfriend's birthday, so yeah, I don't think I'll be doing a seminar that day. But for sure, we'll be doing a couple of weeks. So yeah, any requests for subjects or topics, then just let me know. As it looks possibly get stopped out, are you going to market sell to minimize the loss? Okay, a good question. Yeah, I'm looking at this and it's looking it's looking like it's going to get stopped out. Do I cancel it and do a market sell? Well, if I do that, to be honest, I probably won't be any worse off than if it hit this stop market, because I'm instigating just a market sell. I think the fees are a bit more on a market sell than a stop market. There's not going to be too much in it, but I've identified here that it's struggling a little bit. Even though it's come up, for me, it's worth the wait to watch. The main thing is I've got my stop in, I've got my profit in. You can flip that around and go, if I'm going for 20% and I know it's piling through, do I cancel my profit and do I get more? Trust me, it's very tempting to do so. I've done it, and you can go into 30, 40%. But again, with a massive market sell-off or buy, your position that was looking very, very good quickly turns into not looking so good. So I can't emphasize this enough. Me and my brother putting this together, we've got more on the team now. Mike, my brother, spent a hell of a lot of time putting this together. He's a lot of the brains behind putting ideas of the plan. And the calculator and this, he spent a lot of time on these sheets. And one thing that I've learned, and one thing that we wanted to try and teach, is this plan, and it applies to you guys as well as us. It's very, very easy, especially depending on what personality you are, to kind of get, in the swing of things. You've had a few successful trades. It's like, oh, why go for 20%? Let's go for 25. Again, we just have to try and remember that before we were working with 1%, and while we're after 1%, this is, I think, going to get stopped out in a moment. It's trying. Oh, it's close. While we're only going for 1% move on the charts, it's 20-25% profit we're looking at. So yeah, I can't emphasize it enough. I'm going to leave it here, and if it gets stopped out, I'm going to go, well done, I have my stop market in. Because if it doesn't get stopped out, I'm going to go, holy crap, that was close to getting stopped out. What this is now going to do is come down, and my trade may come in. So you've just got to make the call, but at all times possible, just stick to what you want to be doing. This month I've done a hell of a lot of trading, but it kind of has taken back over my day-to-day things, looking at they've just upgraded the Binance app. Looking at the Binance app, doing trades, going to jiu-jitsu, in between roles, looking at my phone. It's not what I really want to be doing. I need to be doing trading and talking with you guys and doing these seminars, but now, it's coming back and doing this plan. And for me, it's getting up early, taking the dogs to the beach, doing a couple of trades in the morning, and then it's done. And then it's obviously a lot of this, speaking to you guys and helping you guys out. Because when you're using, you don't need a mass. The difference with this compared to the spot market or the foundational courses, you need a chunk of money to make money. With futures, yes, you still need money, but you don't need as much money. With this leveraging, which adds a bit of risk, but you just need to, there is nothing like this out there. You can look online, people charging hundreds of dollars, for tools like this. We're giving this with the training that we've got because we want you to use it, and it's really going to help you. So, sorry, long answer short. No, I'm not going to do anything. I've got my stop in, I've got my profit in, and you can see I was so close to getting stopped out. So close, but I haven't. And it's trying to come back down a little bit. So it's touch and go a little bit, but I know, it's not like I'm sat here without my stop market trigger in. It's not great to be stopped out, but it's great to not be in a position where you're running 20, 30, 40, 50% going, it's going to come back up, it's going to come back up, or it's going to come back down, depending on what way you're looking at it. So hope that answers. A little bit of a longer answer. We got another 5 minutes or so. Happy to answer any more questions about anything. Futures or spots, or any requests for seminars or topics, anything. I mean, hope something to do with trading and Binance would be good, but I can do a seminar for you guys on any. I've done one on trend lines, done one on candles. I can do one on chart patterns, more on chart patterns, and giving you some live examples and reading the markets with different candle lengths. But yeah, talk to me. Let me know what you want. Send me a message. Just if you've got a request for a seminar on a topic, what you want to learn and see in real life, then just hit me up. Let me know, and I will do it. Here we go. I was so close to being stopped out, which would have been unfortunate, but I've left it there, and the resistance that it showed. Well, it showed resistance, and now this is coming on down. No. I don't know why I'm singing. But anyway. Any other questions? I have football in a couple of hours, so I'm just going to get a bit of food, see how this trade goes, and then got football. And alerts brief. Okay, cool. Discord I haven't got open on. Discord I haven't got open because it's on a different desktop. But I suppose what we're going to do is, the alerts we've put together. We've got more alerts that are coming out. These alerts that we've got putting out, and the idea behind them, and what I've talked about on this seminar and other seminars, is if you're looking at 5 minutes, 15, an hour, 2 hours, you can get some very quick trades or longer trades. So a brief, and I'll keep it brief, is for the 5 minute alerts, is they're much more scalp. You want to be going for less percentages, and the trades are quicker. For these longer time frames, I would recommend you using lower leverage, but you're going for more percent. As a general rule, if you're looking at a quicker time frame and you're going for kind of less of a percentage move, you could use more leverage. But then on a longer time frame, if you're using or going on a longer time frame and you're going for a higher percentage, then use less leverage. It gives you a bit more leeway, and it stops you from getting stopped out. Depending on the trend, it just allows for these to be pumped up and pumped down. But we have on, I suppose for the D alerts, we let you know D1 to D6 exactly what they are, and considerations for trading with them. So I know we've just released them last night. Main thing is they're all longs. They're all longs at the moment. So you want to be longing them, you want to be applying your knowledge and looking at them. Again, the smaller time frames, just scalping, very quick, smaller percentages, and the longer ones go for a bit more. What I will do is I'll speak to Mike, and we'll get some, like we've got the trade checklist, we'll maybe get a guide, or a little PowerPoint or video or something, just so you guys know what each of the alerts are, and the best way to trade them, really. So if that sounds good, we'll put that together for you guys. This is coming back up. I mean, the great thing is they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up, and this is coming back up, but that's on the 1 minute candles, going on to 5 minute candles. It's still for me, this is coming on down, coming down towards this trend line again before it's going to start shooting up. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, okay, so maybe topic for another session, how to build plans on the calculator. Tips like opening duplicate tabs, plans and how to switch between different plans and leverages. Perfect, cool, great idea, great topic. well, I could roll into it right now, but as you know, I just like to keep these as about an hour. So that is one that I'll do for you next week. Any of you other lovely people, if you have any ideas or shit that you want to know, anything, yeah, if it's about the spreadsheets, plans, the calculators, the order books, charts, chart patterns, whatever, then yeah, hit us up, and if it's appropriate, then I will do a seminar on it, open it up to Q&A, and that has been about 1 hour, so I am going to leave it there. Perpetual futures, people, have a go. As always, start small. Using small leverage to begin. You can tweak your leverage, you can play around with the amounts that you're putting in. Many benefits to futures trading. You need less capital, the trades are quite quicker, and bigger gains. So tick tick tick. We are offering the one-to-ones. All you need to do is just message me, message one of the team, and we can jump on a call, have a one-to-one. And yeah, things like, you've just said, going through calculator, let's make a plan for you. What money do you have? What money do you want to have? How many trades do you want to do a day? How many days do you want to trade a week? Etc, etc. So let's talk. You are welcome, people. Yeah, I will bid you a farewell. Speak to you all soon. Thanks for joining. Cheerio.